Hey guys. Now, I wanted to come on here, a bit of a vlog, if you will, and basically talk about the situation we're all going through right now. And we all know what it is. But I'm talking to you not just as a fellow human being, but someone that's working during this whole situation. That's noticed a lot of things happening with my own eyes. Has had their schedule changed for the next week because of this, which is good. Financially. Now you might say, why is it good? Are you glorifying this? No. But obviously it shows that companies, retailers need as much help as they can, especially during a time where they didn't think they would need it. But yet here we are. And that's also the fact that next week is St. Patty's Day. St. Patrick's Day. And a lot of stuff St. Patrick's Day wise in major parts of the world, parts of this country are called off. Always are held off until a later date. But the reason I'm on here is because of the fact that a lot of people are, as I said before in a podcast exclusive, they're blowing this way out of proportion. I mean, I understand the concern. I understand the fear. Okay? I understand that people just don't know what to believe or who to believe. But the media is overhyping this more than they should. I'm not saying that there aren't confirmed cases that they report on, but they are making it much worse than what it seems. Some local outlets and affiliates are at least trying to give you a chart to show you the difference between fact and fiction. They're even trying to at least let you know that yes, this is something that you have to keep concerned. This is something you have to keep cautious about. But it's something that is targeted more towards those with underlying health issues as well as the elderly. But why are people so much in a panic? Why? I mean, hasn't the president and those that work for him, whether they like the guy or they don't, and all the other governments around this country, and if not parts of the world, aren't they doing what's necessary now? Didn't we get a national emergency called upon yesterday? I thought we did. And you would think maybe that would calm some nerves, cool off some anxiety. But no. It still worked. But no. It didn't cool off anxiety, no. People are still out there going cucamonga. But you know what's funny? Is there 3, if not 4, legitimate reasons why this is happening? The number one reason why the media is making this out was a lot worse than what it is because parts of the media, whether CNN, MSNBC, or whoever, they're making this worse than what it is because they have a disdain for Donald Trump. They don't like the guy. They don't want him in office, and they would do whatever it takes to get him out. Same with some of the political parties. Yes, they may put aside the differences for right now, but you can't tell me that some of those Democrats, Republicans, and Independents that want Trump out aren't trying to play this up as badly as they are. Because they are. I mean, even after he did his State of Address thing on Wednesday, a lot of Democrats and Independents and even some Republicans shot it down. And why? Because they don't want the guy in office anymore. And they're looking at this as an opportunity to get him out since the impeachment didn't work. But that's not just it either. the other thing is, of course, like I said, the media. The media is blowing it out of proportion, except for the local places. A lot of local news stations and affiliates, yeah, they are talking about how you should be concerned, and yeah, there are cases popping up here and there. But at least, as I mentioned, they are trying to give you fact over fiction. Some of them, anyway. But then, there's a third reason why this is happening. There's a third reason why people are rushing to the stores and buying up everything in sight, from toilet paper, water, paper towels, wipes, disinfectants, all that. And even now, canned foods. It's not because of the fact that they are doing this out of fear and anxiety, thanks to the media and some politicians playing it up a lot worse than it is. But they're also doing this because of this. Yeah, they're doing this because of this. You see, people are buying up so much water, so many paper towels and toilet papers, that you think, man, they have to have big time anxiety, big time fear, right? It's not really that. It is that somewhat, but not really. You see, the truth is, there are people that are doing this, and I found this out through, and I thought about this yesterday, and a fellow associate of mine kind of confirmed it, and others I've talked to confirmed it. People are doing this not just out of fear and anxiety. They're doing this because they want to capitalize on that fear and anxiety by selling water, by selling TP paper, selling paper towels, disinfectants, and all that for 3 to maybe 4 times than what they are on places like eBay and other eBay-like related sites. That's what they're doing. They are buying up all the water. They are buying up all these disinfectants, all these other things, paper towels, TPs, canned foods, not out of survival, not out of just fear and anxiety, but some of them are buying them up to sell them for a profit. They're taking advantage of the situation. And that's one thing we have to wake up and realize. Now, wait a minute. The reason people are hoarding all this stuff isn't out of survival, it's out of greed. Greed to make a buck off people's fears and anxieties. That's what they're doing. Now, I know some people might say that can't be true. Think about this. Go on eBay right now. Go on an auction area like eBay right now, and you can't tell me that you won't see a gallon or a 6-pack of 1-gallon Crystal Geysers selling for basically 40 for 60, 80 bucks. Heck, one of my associates said that somebody bought one of those disinfectant containers with the Lysol wipes, if you will, or Clorox wipes, or Lysol wipes. One of my associates said that they went online yesterday and they saw that was being sold for $50 on eBay or one of the sites like that. What this is in the end, folks, what I'm trying to say, folks, is that in the end, what we're seeing is not just fear and anxiety when it comes to people buying up all the stuff and hoarding it. What we're seeing is people buying it so they could sell it and make a profit. That's what we're seeing, and that's wrong. You should not take advantage of somebody's fear and anxiety just because you want to make a quick buck. You shouldn't be doing that. And I'm hoping that places where I work, retail giants like where I work, like a Target, a Walmart, a Kohl's, a Costco, a Sam's Club, a Safeway, you name it, a Winco, I am hoping that they realize that what's going on is not just being done because people want Trump out of office. It's not just being done because the media is hyping it up up along with certain politicians. Again, like I said, that want Trump out of office. It's not just because of fear, people's fears and anxieties. No. It's the fact that people are also doing this to make a quick buck off that. Think about it. Yesterday, before I went on my first break, I had to help a lady unload a shopping cart or full, I should say, a shopping cart full of 11 40-pack Great Value waters. 11 of them. What family needs 11 of these? That doesn't make sense. Something tells me she may be getting it for some family members and all that don't want to go out. That's fine. But I think also something also tells me she's doing it to sell some of those online. Same with the people that the moment the back area brought out these pallets worth of these boxes that had six individualized Crystal Geyser 1-gallon bottles. People were picking them up and trying to scan the UPC code on the box, thinking they're going to get out as quickly as they can, and then they find out they can't because these are individual, not a pack. What it is, ladies and gentlemen, is this is getting so overblown and overhyped that people need to wake up and realize that yes, it is something to be concerned about. Yes, it is something to keep an eye on. But you need to remember that the main target of this virus, that even if you contract it and you feel and you feel ill for a while but recover, that the main target of this virus, as sad as it is the elderly and those with underlying respiratory health issues. Those are the real targets of this virus. Yes, is it contagious? Yes. But is it something you can get over? Yes, especially if you have good health. But again, as I said in the podcast, this is getting overblown. This is getting stupid. This needs to stop. And now you have people hoarding, and now the truth comes out that the reason people are hoarding all these paper towels, all these toilet papers, all these canned foods, all these waters, cases of bottled water, gallons of bottled water, the reason they are emptying out the water that you go to where you take your water jugs, and refill them at. The reason they're emptying them out isn't just out of survival, anxiety, and fear. It's out of greed. Greed to take advantage, greed to make money, to make a quick buck off that fear and anxiety, and that is wrong. And something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. And I hope and pray and implore any retail person out there to limit the stock so that this stuff doesn't happen. As well as at the same time send a message that yes, this is something to be concerned about. But to look into the true facts first and not listen to the overhypeness that the media is doing just because they want a certain individual out of office. I'm just saying, folks, listen to the facts first before you make a judgment. Because honestly, what's going on in reality is not just people doing this out of fear, not just people doing this because they want a certain individual out of office. It's because of the fact, but the reason we're also going through this is people are taking advantage of a situation by trying to make a quick buck off people's fears and anxiety, and they shouldn't be doing that. So, I thought I'd just come on here and let you know that this is getting overblown and overhyped. But now also there's another reason why we should be upset about this virus, about this threat, this concern, this fear that's going around. It's all because of people taking advantage. People taking advantage of others' anxieties and fears by buying up all this stuff so they can sell it to make a quick buck. Sell it for 3 or 4 times than what it is. And that's wrong. And it needs to end. And hopefully, as the next week comes around, it will end. Because you know why? I want you to take a look at the timetable as to a lot of what... I want you to take a look at the timetable. Take a look at the timetable given to a lot of these postponements of schools, work. I want you to look at the timetable. End of the month, 2 weeks. What officially starts next week? Spring. Spring officially starts. It officially starts next week. That means warmer weather. That means what doctors have been trying to implore could potentially come to be, and that's the warmer weather helping this whole fiasco to dissipate and disappear. And on top of that, you have a lot of laboratories, and not just in this country, not just in this state like in San Diego, but around the world that are coming up with vaccines to deploy, to implement to those that need them. So for anybody that's concerned about things being closed up or postponed a lot longer, I think those concerns are going to be quelled and are going to be lessened. If you think BabsCon is going to be Bay Area BronyCon Spectacular could be canceled or postponed, I think the reason they're playing it safe right now, they're going by ear, because they look at the date as to when it's going to take place, and then they see, and they're going by what others are saying, by the limitation. I mean, if the 2 weeks expand into more, then yeah, BabsCon is going to have to maybe reconsider cancellation or postponement. WrestleMania is the same way. If WrestleMania has to be postponed for another few weeks or months, then so be it. If it has to be canceled and moved someplace else, so be it. But the thing is, they're waiting on the 2-week limit to pass to see what happens. Truth is, ladies and gentlemen, this is God from a religious standpoint, and this is coming from somebody that doesn't go to church as much as he should. But from what I've been taught, this is all part of God's plan. It's a lesson He's teaching for us to go to Him in this time of fear and anxiety. And I know some people may not like hearing that, but it's the truth. It's the truth for whatever religion you believe in, or whatever religion or God or entity, DDT, what you want to call them, deity you believe in. This is a time to show that belief. It's not a time to be in fear and anxiety, because this is getting overblown, ladies and gentlemen. Overblown to the point that now you have people taking advantage of it to play off people's fears by trying to make a quick buck. And again, that is wrong. So I thought I'd come on here and give you a bit of a video version of what I did on my podcast without saying a certain word that I know is kind of like wrong to say on the YT and other streaming services. But I thought I'd just come on here and let you guys hear what I have to say on it from personal experience as a retail worker and associate, and what I've seen and from what I've heard. But let me know what you guys think down below. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. And I am out.